All right. Okay, so now when you're using the choose function, um, the best way I can try to explain the choose function is that when you've got choices to which you want to get, okay, I want to get that data. Now you've got about 3 choices, 4 choices. You can be able to use the choose function to say, okay, amongst these choices which I have 11 choices, go and bring me choice number 10. And to bring me choice number 10 and you'll be able to be done with that. Okay? So how does the choose function work? For instance, I've got let me take it by using this one here. Okay. So I'm saying I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 choices there. Okay. I've got these 5 choices, right? Now I want to be able to choose one. What's the easiest way I can be able to do it? Is to use the choose function. That is by saying equals, then I say choose, then tab there. When I say choose there, the first thing is asking me, what's the index number? Okay? So if it is asking me for the index number, the first thing that I have to do is to give it, to know what number do I want to return. For instance, here amongst these words, very bad, bad, okay, good, very good. Probably I want to return very good. Now if you look at in my lineup, very bad has got an index number of 1. Bad is 2. Okay is 3. Good is 4. And very good is 5. So which means my index number becomes 5 because I want to return very good. So I say 5, comma. Now what are the values which I'm dealing with? So I just click on the cells which I'm dealing with, comma, there, just like that. Then after I've chosen the last one, I close, then press enter. Then you see that it returns to me very good. Alright, so let's try to zoom in a little bit and see what is happening here. Right, let's check out the formula here. Have you seen that I'm saying choose? When I say choose, I'm saying choose number 5, isn't it? So here, if I change it to number 1, if I put 1 there, then I press enter. You see, it tells me very bad. Because those, when I put these in a choose function, this one which is here, D30 is position 1. It is referred to as 1. Okay? Then E30 is referred to as 2. Then G30 is referred to as F30 is referred to as 3. And G30 is referred to as just like the other one. H30 is referred to as 5. So when I say choose 1, it chooses the one which is number 1 there. Okay? So right now, it doesn't make much sense. How can I be able to use this to benefit me? Okay? This is what we're going to get in. But I just want you to know what is the basic. What's the basic of it? How does it work? What are the categories which it works in? So if you look at it very well, it has got 2 portions. The index and the values. Your values can increase up to almost 250 also. So you can even have just 2 or 3 values and you can still be able to return. Okay? So understand the basic of the choose function. What are the basics? It says when you write the choose, the first thing you are supposed to give us is the index, which is here, index number. Then afterwards, the rest are values. The values that you are putting there, you only be separating them by comma, 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 comma. Okay? Now, if you look at this, we did a cell reference when putting the values, but we can also type in the values if we want. So let's just do a typing of the values by removing the cell reference there. So I've removed the cell reference. I want to type in the values. So what are the values I want to type in? For instance, I want to say their names of people. So I can say James. Remember, when you're typing a name in a formula, it's a string. It has to be a string, right? A text has to be a string, comma, then you've got Ruth, double quotations, then you say Ruth. Okay? Ruth, then you cross by quotations there. Okay? So I've put two values there, and I want it to return the first one, which is number 1. I press enter. You see it returns James? Yes, I typed it in. Because I said you can be able to put things here by cell referencing, or you can actually hardcore type the values in the formula. Are we all together? Who is behind at this point? Yes, James, look at the formula, sir. Look at the formula here. No, I've typed it inside the formula. If you look at the formula, I've typed James in the formula. Remember what we were doing when we were doing if yesterday? We could type things inside the formula. At times, if we want, we can just make reference to the cell. No, I'm not saying find here. We're not using the find formula. We're using the choose formula. So remember that the two formulas are different, are two different formulas. Okay? These formulas are two different formulas. Treat each formula as different from the other. So today is just take it as a new page, right? Are we together, sir? Okay, tell me somewhere you are behind right now. Where James has come from? No, we didn't choose from those which are typed, no. When we're choosing from those which were already typed, we're using the cell referencing by going and clicking on the cell. But right now, what we are doing is that we are typing in. I said you can do it in two ways. You can have your values already in the cells, or you can have your values typed in the cell. Yes. So right now we have the values typed in the cell. That's how we are using the choose there. Okay? Now, if I might just push you back, you remember that in the beginning when we said rand, then we close like that. It gives us a random number. Oh, the tripping which happened. Sorry. See the trip which happened in the power. You didn't notice it. There was a power cut. Like there was a. Okay. Alright. So I'm saying that. Remember when we used in the very beginning, we used the formula called RAND, isn't it? The RAND formula, random numbers. Okay, alright. So when we're dealing with random numbers, we want to generate a random number. We just say equals, then we say rand, then open cross bracket, enter, then you get your random number there, isn't it? We remember that one, huh? Okay, alright. Now there is another formula which is called rand between. Okay? The rand between works like we say equals rand between. I quickly pick it up. Now it's telling me between which numbers do you want to put the random number. So probably if I say between 10 and 20, okay, like that, then I close, then I press enter. All the numbers it will give me are going to be between 10 and 20. If I press F9 right now, F9 refreshes a formula. So when I'm refreshing the formula, all the numbers that will appear there are between 10 and 20. Am I too fast? I'm too fast. I'm too fast because I was talking about what we did before. You get the point? I was expecting that Okay, walk over because we did it before. All right. So now, such that we did that before, we have seen that there is a round between, and we are able to generate random numbers like that, isn't it? Okay. So now I want us to be able to integrate the choose formula and the round between formula to see how they can work together. Okay? So imagine we are doing a rotary or a random selection. Okay? You have got probably 2 sweets and you've got 5 people that you're supposed to give to. And you want to be as fair as possible. You say, okay, let us do a natural selection whereby you'll be chosen randomly. How can we do that? You have got 5 people that you want to give something, but your resources are limited. So how are you going to give them? Let's do this. So let's go to the first example here, okay? So let's take it that I want to say that equals, then I'm saying choose. Now, what I want to choose, okay? I want to choose, but here I'll just have call. What I want to choose, probably I want to choose 1, then I say comma, okay? But where do I want to make the selection from? My selection is coming from these ones here. The very good, let's take very good as these are names, right? Okay? So I'm saying my selection is coming from here, that one, comma, that one, comma, that one, comma, that one, okay. So we have, let's say 4 selections there. Then afterwards we close. Then we press enter. You see that very bad comes there because it's number 1. Right now it's not a random choosing, but I want us to go step by step. So you have seen we have just taken very bad because we hard coded. But now if we want to make a random selection, how do we do this? We go to where there is very bad there. You see where there is 1 there. That 1 we had to put it in ourselves, right? But we want to say that the selection of that number must be random. But this selection of numbers should be between 1 and 4, isn't it? Because there are four choices there, isn't it? So we say there are 5. No, the ones we have put in the box, in the formula. There are 4, isn't it? So now we're going to say round between, okay, between 1, comma 4. So between 1 and 4, then we close, okay, then we press enter. You see good has come up there. Let's refresh the formula by saying F9. Have you seen that things are just changing? Because we are generating random numbers. Have you seen? Is it making sense? The formula? Okay. So now the formula is choose. If choose equals choose, then where we had put a 1 there, we are now putting a random number. Now how do we put a random number? That formula which was for random, we pick it and we put it in the position for 1. Okay? Because the 1 was representing the what? The index number. Remember this index number here. Okay. How are we doing so far? Is it making sense? No. We have to get there now. Because if we don't get there now, where we are going, But I want you to don't forget about everything else. Right now, forget about everything else. What you're focusing is on this formula. Just this formula. How is it working? I've shown you two things. There's the random, isn't it? There is a way of generating a random number, isn't it? And there's now a way of choosing. So we're putting these formulas together. So now if you look at it very well, where are you having a challenge? If you look at it very well, where is the challenge having? Where do you think you're having the challenge? Where do you think you're having a challenge? Have you seen this part here, like this? Have you seen that this is a formula on its own? So we did that formula separately on its own, isn't it? Okay, so take that formula as one entity. Okay? Then these selections which we have made this side, these are just the values. These are the values here. Value 1, value 2, value 3, value 3. You're just demarcating them by commas, isn't it? So I'm saying choose amongst these values here. Value 1, value 2, value 3, value 3. By this random number that you get here. So if I do this, have you seen where there is this, I highlight. Then I press F9. You see that it is giving me a value there. That random number, you remember F9 gives you what is the value which is in the formula. Remember that? Yes. So when you do that, it is just saying it is 2. That random formula, right now it has generated 2. If I control Z, then I do it again, probably it has changed right now. It's now 3. Have you seen? Because every time it's giving a different number. So when it gets a different number, right now it has said 3, which means it will go and pick up the third one, which is this one, F30. F30 is okay. Okay? Have you seen okay? Now we are okay? Who's behind at this point? At this point, I'll be very patient because this is the cell to an organism. You're trying it out? Okay, try it out, try it. Let me just replace that part. Run between 1, 4. Then we close. Okay? So I double click on the formula. This is what you see. Okay? And for those who are online, if you have a question, you can ask us. Alright? Just type in the comments the question that you have, we'll be able to answer it. Okay. Try it out, tell me what you think about it. It's bringing okay. Press F9 again. What do you get? What did it say? The one which is giving you okay. Have you pressed F9? Okay. So it's changing that? Alright, so which means the formula is okay. So now have you seen that how you can be able to select a random person? You can be able to select a random person using the choose formula. Okay. The system. If you're dealing with research, when you're doing a research, there are different types of selections that you can make. There are those that you call random selections, isn't it? Whereby for instance, you're in this, then you probably say, okay, you're going to make a random selection whereby you ask one person to point another person, then the other person will point another person to point another person. That person is the person that you select. So reduce the level of biasness, isn't it? So there are different kinds. Others you will say is snowball type of sampling, which you are going to be able to make a sampling. So this one also, the system, each selection is also random. It has been randomized. There is no particular sequence that it follows. Okay, random is only defined by lack of sequence, isn't it? Okay. So now that we have done that, we have done that, let us look at something here. When we come to this, alright, so now what we have here is that, like, you have got these survey results, right? And these were the ratings which were gotten. Okay? These are the ratings. Now, these ratings which were gotten, you would want to be able to say that, okay, if like for instance, if the rating is 2, like for instance 2.5, when you put this in choose, when a number has got a decimal point, it doesn't round it off to the nearest number. It rounds it off to the whole number which is there. Okay? So in this case, this one will be treated as 2, this one as 1, this one as 2, this one as 5, this one as 4. Right? When you're dealing with choose. I'm just giving you how choose behaves. So now these were the ratings which we have gotten. Right? So what we are going to do, we are going to use these results which were gotten to give a comment. So we're going to say choose equals choose. What are we choosing? We're choosing that one. Okay? Comma. This one, comma, that one, comma, that one, comma, that other one, comma. Sorry, let's remove that one. Move it to the left, comma, that one. Okay? Then when you're done, you close it. Then you press enter. Okay? So right now, it's telling you bad. Why is it telling you bad? Because here it's represented by 2, isn't it? Okay? So if you remember, if we drag this, it won't work because we haven't locked the cells, right? Let me do it so that you see it. If I drag like that, you see that you get zeros there. Okay, so for it to work, these cells must be locked. You don't lock the first cell here because we want it to drag like this, isn't it? So we only lock the ones which we're making the selection, which is F4, F30 or E30. And for us to lock, what we are doing, we are pressing F4. On your keyboard, if you look at on your keyboard, there is F4. You press F4, 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 and the cells are locked. You press enter, then you drag it. Right? So now you're given a feedback to what people were surveying. Now if you look at this, you can be able to say, okay, all those students who got 30 and above, you remember the if, right? Remember the if. So we can say that. so we can say all those ifs, right? But you know how to combine them. But what I'm saying that if you have got like at grade 12, you have got I think it's four categories. You have got satisfactory, you have got credit, merit, distinction, right? These four categories. Now you can say if this person found is greater than, is less than, and greater than this, say satisfaction. Else, if this person is greater than this and this and this, say this. Else, say if this person is this and this and this. When you write that formula, so every time when you write that formula, it retains a certain value. What is that value to retain? Probably to retain a 1. When it is a 1, it gets satisfactory. Does it make sense? Okay, it's fine. We'll pick it up as we go. Alright? But up to this point, we are okay, isn't it? Alright, let's go to the next one. Let's scroll down. Let's scroll. Yes, F4. It seems okay. I'll check it, but for now, just hardcore it. I'd type it like typing it deliberately to say, okay, in front of the letter put the dollar sign, then afterwards also put the other dollar sign. Are you doing that? No. It's just straight F4. No shift, no what. The keyboard. Okay. That's true. I remember that one. Okay. So now I want us to look at something here. Okay. So now, since we're already experts when it comes to VLOOKUP, we're going to to work with VLOOKUP right now. Right? Okay. So this is what we want to do. Are you seeing these dates here? You have got these dates, right? These are the dates in the year. Okay. Now I want to say that if it looks at this date, it should come here and check, because here we have got quarters. The first quarter of the year, it starts from this, which is 1st September to 29th February. Right? This is the first quarter. These are dates. Remember that the first ones are the months, the ones in the middle are days. Okay? Are you seeing this? So these are quarters. So I've got 4 quarters in a year. So now these 4 quarters, I want it to automatically tell me that this date is in this quarter and the other date is in the other quarter. How will it be able to tell me? Okay? So for instance, I can use the VLOOKUP. This is where we use the VLOOKUP. Okay? Then we say equals, then we say VLOOKUP. Now what do we want to look up? We want to look up this value. Okay? Now, when we look up this value, where are we going to look it up from? This range. Have you seen that? Comma. Now, the range we have to lock it in. So what is it still like that? You just press F4. When you press F4, you say comma. Now it's asking you what is the index number, because these are the quarters at the end here, isn't it? So we wanted to choose these ones this side. So how does it choose that? We want it to be number 3, because if you count them 1, 2, 3, isn't it? So we want it to be number 3, comma. Now it's asking you, do you want this to be an approximate match or an exact match? Now remember that this is a range. So you have got 3 months in between, right? So this one doesn't have to be an exact one. It has going to be an approximation. So it will go and check out, okay, I belong into this category. I belong to this category. So if it is approximation, which means we have to use true. So you can type in true, or you can just type in 1. Because in formulas, true is represented by number 1. Then false is represented by number 0. The reason why they have done that is because text takes much space. So what they have done, okay, there's no need for that one, okay? But true is represented by 1. And false is represented by 0, right? Okay? So when we do that, we put our 1 there. Then we close it. Then we press enter. You see that this one is the number 5. Where does 5 fall in? Number 5 we get what? May. So May, we are told that May is in the 2nd quarter. Okay? So when we come here and we drag this, you can counter check all of them and they'll tell you which quarter they belong. Try it. It's working? Okay. Now, remember that in the beginning we did concatenation, isn't it? You remember concatenation, right? So now, second doesn't make sense. Probably you wanted to be able to say, okay, 2nd quarter, or we should be able to say quarter this, quarter that, isn't it? It makes more sense. So for instance, in this case, we can be able to say, okay, since we want it to be that way, what we can do is that we can concatenate. How do we concatenate? We just put quotations, then we put our word there. For instance, we say quarter, isn't it? Or Q, whichever it is, right? Let's say Q. Then we put our quarter there. Then we put our concatenation symbol, which is ampersand, and we press enter. Have you seen now it becomes Q2, like representing quarter 1, quarter 2. If we run that rabbit, you have quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter what? You get it? The formula is, we're just adding a concatenation. Yes, after the equals. So we're saying concatenate this Q. So Q is a text, right? Quotation, yes. Okay? We're together? So we have concatenated them, alright? Ampersand. That and kind. Q, yes, quarter is representing the quarter. You can even write the full name quarter there. Where there is Q there, you can write the full name quarter. Try it, and it will work out.
So, for example, in formulas, when you say where the last time you have the putting in one number, then you say two six, then you can not represent the last time. So, for example, for formula, then the new concatenate the same as the last
you're putting because when you concatenate the plus sign, it will be retained as a string. You get the point? So when it's refusing, when you put a price it's refusing, right? Then you put a quotation. You have changed its value to a string. So it's been treated just as a mere character. It is returning that character on, not the power behind that character. I hope you get it. Okay, so now, how can we be able to use the choose function in this case? Choose the thing. Okay, so equals choose, then it will just be a repetition if we do it, because if we write the VLOOKUP, it gives us the position here, then that position we relate it back to this one to just give us the same one. So it will be just a long way of doing it. Okay, I hope you know what I'm saying. If I say equals choose, okay, so what I'm saying is that what I want is that you will do a VLOOKUP. When I say VLOOKUP, I want to check this value. Where do I want to check it? Comma, my array table is here. Okay, then I press F4, then comma. When I press the F4, I want to return the third argument or the third index number, comma. Then I want it to be approximate. Now the good part of it is that the approximate, which is 1, is number 1, and by default if you don't put it, it will take 1, right? So if I leave it out, I close it, then I say comma, then these are the values which I want to choose from. Let's say I want to choose from which one? That, comma, that, sorry, this should be replaced by that one. No. This, comma, that, comma, that. Okay, then I press enter. It will still give me the same things. I didn't lock, remember? So these values have to be locked. F4, 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 F4. Press enter. Okay. All right. So you can still be able to integrate it, but it's a longer method. Okay. So you can just do the VLOOKUP and you quickly come up with that. Okay. Let's go on. I want you to see what will happen here. Okay. These are the values which I'm dealing with, isn't it? Here. These are the values I'm dealing with. So when I come here and say, I want you to be a medium, have you seen that the answer you get there is correct? That becomes your median, the middle number. When I come here and say mean, I'll get the mean there, which is the average. Then if I want to say the mode, I don't have the mode. Then it tells me, please check the number you have down. Okay? Now, how do you get to do that using the choose? Okay? So, I'll redo this one. So, here, what is here, I can just delete it. Then, what is here also, I just delete it. Okay? So, I'm going to redo this and see how it works out. Okay? You remember how I showed you how you can be able to show some hidden tabs? Right? I showed you how you can show the hidden tabs. Hidden tabs. When, for instance, you didn't have developers tab, then you went into Excel to customize the ribbon. Then you added by checking. You remember that? Okay. All right. So all of you have got the developers tab, isn't it? It's there, right? Okay. So under developers tab, what you can do is this. You can come here and say insert. Then you say combo box. So if I click on my combo box, I can come down here and press it there. Okay? That's my combo box. I just clicked, then came, and just like you are drawing something, you click and you drag. Okay? Then it will be yes. So I come under developer here, then I come to insert, then I select combo box. Combo box, okay, this one here, the one which looks like, have you seen the second one? When you bring your cursor there, it will tell you that this is combo box. Just told you. Okay, so you just click on it. If you click on it twice, it will not work out. Just click once. Then when the symbol of your cursor changes, it becomes like this kind of plus. You go anywhere on your cell where you want to put that. So you can come, click, and drag. Right? When you do that, you have the combo box there. Okay? Now, after you have done that, you can right click on it and go to format control. When you click on format control, that will appear. Okay? This is what will appear. So right now it is asking me to say what is the input range. So my input range, I click on that, then I come and select, this is my input range. They've got the mean, mode, and what. Okay? Then I say, okay, you remember this to my type time. Are we together? Then when you come to here, what is the cell that you want to link to? So for instance here, I want this cell to be able to be the link to that. So the reason why I'm saying this cell is because I want it to here to be showing the mean, the mode, and what. Okay? So I come here and say, this cell here should then be the link. Then I say okay. When I'm done, I just say okay. Have you seen that? When I come to this, I right click and I go to format cell, and then you have that. Then to select input range, our input, we want the medium and mode, isn't it? So I go to this button which is at the end with the red arrow. I click on it, then I come and make my selection here. Have you seen? Then I say Okay, there. Then the cell to link to. The cell I want it to link to is this cell here. So I just come here and I click on that cell to link to, I click there, then it's picked, then I'm there. You see that one? So when I'm done, I just say okay. So this cell has been linked to this. And if I want, so now what will happen is this. What we have done here, just click away in a different cell, then this will change, right? When it changes, now you have got your mean, median. So if I select mean, have you seen that here you have 1? You see that? When I come here and select median, you have got 2. You're able to see that, huh? This is why we haven't used the validation rule. We have to use the combo box. The reason we have used the combo box is because we want a return of a numeral. You remember the validations which we were doing? Whereby you can be able to do this, then you get it. That one retains text itself. But this one, it picks that one, then it ties it to a number. It creates like a database. When we say that this number is linked to this person, okay? So that's the number that we wanted to use. So now how do we use this number that we are talking about? When we come here under choose, we can say equals, then we say choose. What do we want to choose? What is in this box here? That cell. You get it, huh? So when we choose what is in that box, we'll say comma. Now, we know that 1 is mean, 2 is median, 3 is mod, isn't it? Now that, because we know that this is true, we'll say that mean is average, isn't it? So we'll say average what's this? Average, okay? The formula for average is average. Then you highlight the things that you want to do an average on, okay? When you're done, you close, then comma. Then you want to do a median, right? The formula for median is the same median, right? Then you highlight the things that you want to do the median in, okay? You close it, then you say comma. Then the mod. Now the mod, if you want to do the mod, if you type in mod, you have got different mods there. But for it to work for this one, you would have to select the mod single. Okay? But for now, let's just select the actual mod, right? Which you are seeing here, this one. Okay? Then we select that. Have you seen that? Yes, the mod, the last one which you see there. Right? Then afterwards, we close it. Then we also close for the choose function. So when we do that, we press enter. Okay? So when I come here, I can come and say, okay, I want the mean. Gives me the mean. I want the median. It gives me the median. I want the mod, giving me an error. Not applicable. Okay. Yeah, but I did deliberately select that one because I wanted to have an error. So we see how we can be able to handle the error. The one which you're supposed to use is the mod single. Yes. So I've done deliberately first use this mod when you have this kind of an error. How can you be able to deal with that error? Okay? Have you seen the formula?
When you say error, are you saying
That what we are saying there is there's no one which is repeating itself, right? There's no number which is repeating itself. Yes. It's not a wrong, but saying that it's not applicable. It's an error to tell you that here it's not applicable because there is no number which is appearing. Yes. So we are. It's correct, but it's giving you an error because what you're looking for in the database is not there. So now, in a case that what you're looking for in the database is not there, gives you an error like that. How can you handle an error like that? That's what we want to look at.
Building up from a question.
Yes.
If we were going to use the mode, it's also going to give us another data.
Let's try it. We come here. It still gives us not applicable. Okay, it's not appearing there. But now, my interest is not in the mode, what type of mode, right? My interest is to show you how you deal with these errors, right? This is where my interest is. Okay? So now, when you have got this, I hope you have understood the formula, right? The formula is okay? Alright. So if I press enter, then I come here, then I press mean. You are okay with it. Median, you are okay with it. And you've got the mode there which is giving you an error. So in a case that a mode gives you an error, how best can you be able to handle an error? Like you say, okay, it doesn't make sense when you give it to someone who is not educated about these things. Then they try this, then it gives them non-applicable. What does it mean? Okay? So what you can do is that in the formula, you can have a function which you call if error. In a case that you get an error, what message should it send to the user? So you just at the beginning there where we started from when doing the calculation, we can say if error, what should it say? Okay? Then at the end, after you've written if error, then at the end you put a comma there. What value should it bring if error? Okay? So the value which we are saying is probably is try again. Okay? Then I put those, then I close. Then I press enter. Okay? Then it says try again. What happens if error, open bracket, then you put the choose function until it ends, then you put a comma there. When you put a comma here, where you put a comma here, after this value, then what should be the value if error? I. Then we say, okay, try again. Okay? So when you press enter, that is the answer you get. So if I come here and say mean, we get the right answer. Median, right answer. Mode says try again. So whatever instruction you might give, it will appear there. Okay. All right. Oh yeah. This one is a little bit different. But also, if you look at it very well, the validation has got these formulas working behind. So when you get an error like that, what should the message come? What message should come? But this one is more flexible, you see? Are we trying it? Sorry? Does work, huh? Okay. Alright. So I hope you've understood the difference between the combo box and the validation list, that one. Okay? Alright. Let's look at the next one. Okay. Alright, now this is what I want you to do. This is your exercise. Now you can do it as quick as possible. Alright? I want here, when I select, for instance here, if I select 2, it's a sum. You should do a calculation of the sum here. Right? It should sum up these numbers here. These numbers. Okay, have you seen these numbers? Yeah. So if I select here, you should do a sum up of numbers in here. If I select 1, if I select 2, you should do an average of these numbers. Okay? So try to work this one out. Have you understood the instruction? I'm saying in this box here, if I say 2, I should get a average of these ones here. Eh? Have you seen here? These numbers here, I should get the average. If I say 1 here, 1, I should get the sum of the numbers in here. Yes. The answer should be coming in the green one.
Whatever you choose,
No. When I put 1 here, have you seen here it says sum is equals to 1, then average is equals to 2. So here when I put 2, what I should get here is the average of these numbers which are down here. Have you seen? Then if I put 1 here, the answer I should get is the sum of these numbers down here. Have you seen? Sorry? I don't know. is the only class that you are allowed to copy. This one we can manage open quickly.
Operation.
I'm saying give me some sort of those numbers which are given there. You see, there's nothing for 5. When I'm saying it's mean, it's supposed to be some sort of. Remember, when there's 1 there, if I change 1 to 2, in the green box, if I say 2, 2 is representing average. So in the green box, it is giving me a sum of the things which are below there. Which is 5, 2. Who's Thomas? Thomas? Is Thomas here? There's not Thomas? Gabriel? Gabriel? So now what we do is that just leave it where you are right now. We're going to do it together so that we finish up. Okay? Don't worry, I know you are almost there, but let's just okay? So now this is what I was asking for. Okay? When I come here and I say 2, here I should get what? Average. So what do? I just say equals. When I say equals, I'll say choose. When I say choose, what is it going to choose? So if it chooses, I want 1 to be sum, isn't it? Then 2 average. So here I'll select this cell there. Okay? Then I'll say comma. Now what are the 2 values which I want to deal with here? The two values which I want to deal with are sum and average. Right? So the sum is 1, isn't it? So it has to come first. So I'll say sum. What do I want to sum? This. Then comma. Even if I don't lock, there's no problem here. Right? Sorry, cross, yeah, cross, then comma. Okay, now the second value is average, right? So I type in the average. Then I select my cells, then I close. So I'm closing for average and I'm also closing for choose, and I press enter. Okay, so here when I come and I say 1, when here I come again, I press 2, I have that. Okay. Okay. Now let's go for the grand finale. Okay. Okay, what we'll do is this, that this video has been recorded. We'll pick it up. I'm doing it for the sake of time. The last one which we need to do needs a little bit of more time. Okay? So this video you'll be able to get it. Alright. So when we come down here, we want to do some gymnastics with the knowledge that we have gotten. Right? Okay. So now this is what is happening. You've got items here. You've got the custom type and you've got the date. Right? So here is the ship fee. Okay? So I'm saying if the items are 2,300 and chan, and if this is the case, these items must, and the custom type is silver, they must pay a particular amount. Right? Now what is this amount they're supposed to pay? I'll come here. For instance, this is silver. Right? I come to silver. Under silver here, I've got this. If the items were 2,000 something, which means they are not greater than 5,000, they are less than 5,000, isn't it? So which means they fall under 100, which means they're supposed to be paying $52, right? Or 57 point chan dollars, isn't it? Okay. Then if I come back here, this item here is gold. Since it's gold and the items are 1,700 what? I come here to gold. How many items are there? 1,000. They still fall under this. They're supposed to pay 47, right? You see that one? Okay. So now what do we want to do here? We want to say if the items are this, I want you to look up this. Where? In the data here. Check this data. After you have checked the data, give me how much fee they're supposed to pay. But for it to work out, there are two things which you're supposed to look out for, isn't it? You have to check this item number. When you check the item number, you have to check which custom type it is. When you have checked the custom type, that's when you go now. Okay, I'm going to gold or silver. Silver. When I go to silver, I go and check where is it. Okay, then I check here. Now we monaka. So now we are going to make some references here and there. So how do we do this? Alright, this is how we do it. When I come here, the first thing which I want to check is say, I want to be able to look up this value. Where do I want to look up this value? I want to look up this value in this database here. But how do I look up this value in this database? What I would do is say is equals the lookup. What am I looking up? I'm looking up that one. Okay? That is my lookup value, comma. What is my table array? Now my table array, you remember when we were doing table array, we just do one table, isn't it? But in this case, we have got many tables to make reference to. How do we deal with that one? Because remember, there is this table here, gold, silver, and basic. But VLOOKUP doesn't allow us to do that. This is now where you appreciate choose. Okay? How are we going to do the choose? We'll say VLOOKUP this one, then say choose. Okay? What do I want to choose? I want to choose a table which has got silver. Have you seen here the silver? Okay? So I click on silver, comma. So how am I going to do my choosing? So my first choice is that if okay, so now what I want to do is that this silver, if I look it up, it should be able to take me to these ones here. But before I go there, what I have to do is that I have to look up silver and return the value for it. So I'll use again the VLOOKUP. Okay? So I'll say VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, right? What do I want to look up? I want to look up silver. Where do I want to look it up? Comma. In here. This table here. Have you seen? When I look it up in that table, then I'll say, I'll lock it because I don't want this to move. So I have to lock it. So what do? I press F4. Before I press the F4, let me move this thing so that it can be seen properly. Okay? So I press F4, alright, to lock that table. Then I say comma. Now, VLOOKUP is asking me for the column index. The column index which I want to return is this one here, isn't it? Which is 2. I put my 2 there. Then I say comma. We want it to be exact. So we put 0. Okay? Then we close. Now we know that when we, on our choose here, we're just only dealing with the index number. Have you seen that? Because remember this choose here which we did. Then the VLOOKUP fell under the index number. This index number there. Okay? So now we want to put the values. What are the values? Now the values become our tables. Remember that gold is 1, isn't it? So gold has to come first. So we go to gold, then we highlight the table that we're dealing with. Then we lock the table. F4. Have you seen that the table has been locked? Let me see. Are you seeing the formula is up here? So if I come here, I've selected this. Have you seen it? Then by pressing F4, let's see here. Gold. Should be locked. Then comma. I've kindly check the formula up here in the formula bar. Then I go to silver. When I go to silver, I select. Then I lock it. Why it's not showing you there right now? It's because I named these fields. I have to unname them because they'll confuse you here when I just the way I put them. But let's finish the formula, then you see what I'm talking about. Then we lock it up, F4, then we say comma, then we deal with basic. Okay? We lock it up. Alright? Then when we're done dealing with basic, we close the choose function. Have you seen where the choose is coming? Choose this, then we have selected what is going to choose. Okay? Then when we're done dealing with the choose, remember that we're not finished with the VLOOKUP here. We're dealing with the table array under VLOOKUP. Have you seen here? Then we say comma. Okay? So now the VLOOKUP, when the choose function has chosen which table we're going to work with, it should now choose, the VLOOKUP must now choose which column should it pick after it has brought the table. So now we put there to say, okay, since the tables are two columns, now we say we want the second one, which is 2, then comma. Then remember that those tables, the numbering is not exact. It's an approximation, it's a range, isn't it? So we'll deal with an approximation, which is 1. Okay? Then we cross. So now the VLOOKUP has been complete. So if we press enter, if you check silver, if we go to silver, have you seen that this is 2301? So when we go to silver, here, you see that this is what it's returning. 57. Have you seen it? Because the 2000 is not greater than 500, isn't it? So it falls under that one. So it's just like when you are withdrawing from Airtel Money, isn't it? When they are charging you. Between this figure and that figure, you fall that one. So if we withdrawing 1,000, the charge is 30 kwacha. Then you withdraw 999, you will not qualify for the charge of 30 kwacha. You drop, isn't it? This is what we are doing here. So I come to choose here. Then I just then I just drop it.
Now show us the shortest way.
So in short, you're saying without that table that you can't do it.
Without this table down here, huh? Yes, we can't do it without that table. But there's a shorter way. Like you, some of you even said, why did you even show us that? But
For any purposes, we understand that we know that
Sorry? Linking. What do you mean by linking? Oh, you copy then link it to that. No. You will still have difficulties because you can't link to one table, 3 tables. Because a table can only take one value at a time. Here. Alright, so let me jump. I'll not even show you the other one. So the shortest way is by saying this. This is what I have to show you first before I go in further. Have you seen this table here? If I highlight it, you see that here it changes to gold. Because I gave this table a name. Okay? So this is dealt with when you go to formulas, under naming range, under name manager. If I click name manager, these are the names which I gave. Have you seen them? So I can come here and delete these. I can come, say delete that. Okay. When I'm deleting these, you'll see that formula kuleta ya bombe. Unless if it retains the value. Okay. So if I delete them like that, they're no longer named. So if I come here, if I highlight this, control this, come on. Okay. You see that it's no longer gold. You see that? Here, on the naming range. Okay. Okay, so I'll do that. So what I've done here, I'll quickly do this. All this, you see that? It's not named now. Okay, so we're going to name them. How do we name these ones? So for gold, we'll quickly come here and say, gold. We'll give it a name gold. Okay. Then we press enter, it has been saved as gold. When I come to silver, I highlight the range. Then I come here and say silver. Silver, press enter. Then I come to basic. I highlight the range. Then I give it a name. Basic. Then I press enter. When I'm done, I go to choose. Please don't try it out, just follow me. Then because time is gone, I'm going to do it quickly. Then I'll say equals. Then when I say equals, I'll say choose okay. So when I say choose, sorry, which one am I going to use? Which one am I going to use? Choose. Okay, so I'll say VLOOKUP, check this one, comma, then I'll say on the table, I'll use the choose. On the choose, what am I choosing? What will be my index? Never missed it. Shortest one. Let me look up this. Okay, let me quickly do this. Choose and which one is it? Because I choose this one. Okay, all right. So you say VLOOKUP. So what I'm looking up is this value, comma. I'm going to look it up in indirect. 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 Then the indirect which I'm going to look it up is in that one. So if I close it there, if I close there, I've closed the table array. Then I want to check the column 2, comma, it's supposed to be approximate. Then I close it. Okay. Come on. I should have gotten that one. Okay. Okay. That one. Then. Okay. All right. So what I've just quickly done here is that we're saying VLOOKUP. What am I looking up? This item here, where indirect. Now indirect makes a cell reference to the cell that you're dealing with. But now here, this cell that we're dealing with, it has got a naming range, which is a silver. That's why we gave the tables names. So that when you come here and you highlight the indirect here, when I highlight indirects, come on. If I highlight indirect there, then I press F9. You see that what is giving me is a table. The silver, the table which I named. Okay? That's how you get that table there. So if I control Z, it gives me back. So it's giving me that table, and I'm quickly doing a VLOOKUP to check it out. And that's what is happening. Then that's what you get. Okay. So I think we are done here. Just remember that you don't have to memorize the things. You don't have to memorize, just understand how they work. Okay, so we have come to the end of the session. We are shifting to SPSS. This is water cup. Okay. It's up. Okay, pick it up. Sorry for chewing more of your time. The video will be circulating. Sorry. Great.